The COVID-19 pandemic created waves of unprecedented change across K-12 education. While many districts took their first foray into virtual and hybrid learning to respond to the immediate needs of their communities, established virtual and hybrid programs throughout the United States have brought innovation and flexibility to students and families across the country and around the world. In order to discover more about what made these programs a success and what their leaders had to learn along the way, the Learning Accelerators spoke with a number of these schools to capture, codify, and share their stories with the field. In this episode of the Learning Accelerators Beyond Brick and Mortar podcast series, we're going to hear from Jill Rogier, Head of Schools Digital, and Betsy Fowler, Executive Director of Strategic Initiatives at ASU Prep Digital, about the strategies, resources, and insights this exemplary program has used to make their model a success. ASU Prep Digital is a virtual, public K-12 charter school that is part of Arizona State University Preparatory Academy. While it was established in 2017 as an online high school, ASU Prep Digital expanded to include elementary and middle school for the 2020-2021 school year in response to the COVID pandemic. ASU Prep Digital's mission is to design new models for educational success and to raise academic achievement for all learners. They strive to equip each of their students with the knowledge and training to graduate high school and get a head start in college. They believe that a strong college-going community is imperative for the success of their students, their community, and global society. They believe that every student can achieve a post-secondary education and have their coursework and mentorship programs to make sure that belief becomes a reality. Learning Success Coaches, or LSCs as they're called at ASU Prep Digital, are full-time advisors who are partnered with a small number of students and work with them across a variety of areas, from new student orientation, college or career advising, and even helping to familiarize them with Canvas, the school's learning management system. LSCs form an integral part of every student's experience at ASU Prep Digital.
One key aspect of our program is that we have a learning success coach. We want our families to feel connected, to have somebody who's advocating for them, who sees their child year after year. It looks a little different in elementary and than it does in our secondary because the main teacher for elementary does a little bit more of that family connection piece. But I would say a key part of our secondary approach is that one person stays with students multiple years and is able to see their progress over all of their courses, to see, what patterns or what connections they could be helping to make across subject areas. That is an expensive investment. A lot of online schools do not have a role that's so dedicated at such a small ratio. Even Arizona, the typical college-going counselor or school counselor role in Arizona, I think is like 1 to 600 or maybe even more ratio. This is more around 1 to about 100 students. So it's an amazing investment and I think has made all the difference in our online model to help students and families really feel connected and cared about. They handle all things, helping to select courses to, just helping the social emotional piece, reaching out to students, understanding what their goals are, what makes them tick, what do they need? Do they need a text every day? Do they need a Zoom call once a week? Maybe they're doing great and they just need positive reinforcement for what they're doing. I can't emphasize enough that that's a huge part of what we do.
And then, of course, the LSCs work really closely with the teachers. So you can imagine if a kid is behind, they're getting calls from their learning success coach. They're getting calls from all their teachers.
Teachers at ASU Prep Digital can focus on the whole child and the human side of virtual learning because they aren't bogged down by writing all of their curriculum, allowing them time to build meaningful relationships with their students and make connections that help facilitate better student engagement.
I've been doing this for 15 plus years in the virtual setting. I mean, usually when kids are failing, it's not because they can't do the work. They just have not done the work yet. So that's why it takes that, if you're not reaching out and calling them and building relationships. I mean, that's what we train them. If they know you care about them and they really feel that connection.
Our teachers across all grades call our families a lot. Our students are really experiencing their educational experience in a one-to-one format. So when you think about what teachers do in our model, it's less live time on Zoom. We do have quite a bit of synchronous time, but I would say that shifts quite a bit of our model, and that teachers are spending more time doing one-on-one interventions, reaching out to students, giving feedback. I would say the joy of online teaching, I think, is that if you have a program like ours where most of that is provided to the teacher, then they're able to focus more on the incredibly important human side of online learning instead of building out full curriculum. They're always going to want to build and put their own spin on things and be able to develop supplemental materials and bring student engagement into it and student interest and what they get to know about their kids. But having to build it from scratch, I think, takes a unicorn kind of teacher. And we're big enough that we have a curriculum development department that's working actively on either approving and putting together the adaptive tools, things like HMH or Exact Path. We have tools that are kind of curated and approved through our curriculum services department. And then we support teachers by getting all those things set up, deploying it in a very systematic way through Canvas.
That's the beauty of it. We give them all the tools, but we say, you're your own little CEO. You want to grade in the morning. And then I used to always work on Sunday. I'd do a ton of work on Sunday. I'd call families. I'd do all this stuff. And then I had like a easy kind of week. I think that's really important too. You can't micromanage really good teachers that are professional, have been in this a long time. They got to like learn it, but then do it their own way.
Students enrolled full-time can take all of their courses at ASU Prep Digital and earn their high school diploma. As a college prep school, full-time students also have the option to take 2 concurrent courses at Arizona State University per semester, tuition-free, and accelerate their path toward higher education.
That is our key differentiator, by the way, is our full-time students can take 2 ASU courses per semester throughout their high schools, which is really amazing. We've had kids, graduate with 30 credits, and we put them on the career path too. We really aren't like, okay, get your prereqs done. It's like, what career are you interested in? And we're always having guest speakers and putting them on a path. They can always switch, but really like getting that mindset and building that affinity to ASU, and they may go somewhere else too. What's really cool about getting a credit from ASU is that because we're a Research One university, your credit actually transfers. Whereas AP and, dual enrollment taught by the high school or even at a state college or community college, a lot of times those transfer in as electives. That's another benefit for us.
As the world reeled from the COVID pandemic, more students and families sought out high-quality virtual and hybrid education than ever before. Even as brick-and-mortar schools have opened their doors once again, virtual and hybrid learning has underscored its role in K-12 education, opening up new opportunities for students to experience the high-quality education they deserve. ASU Prep Digital proved its model is one that excels when it rolled out elementary and middle virtual schools during the 2020-2021 school year in response to the COVID pandemic. As a virtual charter school committed to its mission that every student can receive a post-secondary education, ASU Prep Digital's learning success coaches, commitment to letting teachers be educators rather than curriculum developers, and large offering of college courses through ASU set their program apart. ASU Prep Digital's unique and innovative model helps to ensure all its students are on an accredited path to college and careers and are supported through an engaging learning experience along the way. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Learning Accelerator's Beyond Brick and Mortar podcast series. For more resources and stories from real-world practitioners and leaders, explore other episodes in our Stories of Learning podcast. This interview was originally recorded in October 2021. TLA has since confirmed with ASU Prep Digital that their counselor-to-student ratio is 1 to 150. Thank you for listening.